Hello friends, I welcome to a presentation by the Academy for Life Skills Development Pune. Today I'm going to take a topic called Values for Leadership Excellence. Now I'm not taking any specific domain of leadership. All walks of life, any form of leadership, you require certain values in your life. Only then you can demonstrate those leadership skills as per the need of the hour. It will be covered in multiple parts. Today we're going to take the part 1. Now there is a branch of psychology which is called behavioral psychology. It attempts to study the connection between the human mind and human behavior. It is also referred to as behavioralism, and it attempts to understand why we behave the way we behave under varying situations. It attempts to establish or discover patterns in our behavior, that is repetitive patterns, which is also called the habits. It is also used in predicting the human behavior, and that's why it is used in some of the selection system. For example, the military selection system, which is based on personality based selection. Here this model is applied. It helps to build better habits as individuals and also as part of communities and organization. So to explain this, I'm going to take a theory called social field theory, and I'm sure already some of you would have watched this. If not, please go to the YouTube and type AFOSOP and you'll get many videos. One of them is social field theory. Do watch that. So anyway, I'll once again explain the model in brief here. Now, man is a social animal. What does it mean is this red round circle that is, it is the social environment which we live. And what does social environment do? It puts a social structure on us, that is acceptable and non-acceptable conduct is explained. So this is the social structure within which we have to operate, since we are part of the social system. And this is you and me as an individual part of the social environment, and then day to day we keep interacting with various situations in life. So this is the social situation. So we interact, and as part of interaction, what we give back is a pattern of behavior outside. Now this behavior is visible. Now what is interesting is this behavior which is visible outside is a function of your personality interacting with the given environment. So you find different people operating differently because their personality is different. And what do you mean by personality? In a nutshell, it is the sum total of your behavior, attitude, belief system and value system, which are very characteristic to each individual. So every individual has got different attitude towards life, different belief system, and that's why we find different people, when subjected to the same situation, they behave differently. In some cases we say, oh, what a fantastic behavior, or a very very adjustable, accommodating behavior. In many other cases we say is a maladjustment behavior. And if you look at the definition of personality, if you can vary the attitudes or the belief system or your value system, your behavior will change. They are like radio control knobs. So today we're going to take one dimension of it, and that is the value system. So we'll try and understand what is the value system, what are the various kinds of values in which we have to operate in various situations. And if you can identify that, and if you're able to vary it, we can vary our responses in various situations. Now, what are values? Now, like this ship, it needs a lighthouse to be guided correctly in life, in its direction. So the ship itself may be very powerful, but if it does not have the direction, it will go and become a Titanic and hit somewhere. In the same way, we human being also needs a guiding principle, or maybe some kind of a direction, and that's our values. So values are like compass, human compass. So if you operate your life out of some principles or some values, it is guided correctly. Otherwise, if you act on anti-values, the consequences are not as per expectation. So what are values? They're psychological objects. Now what do you mean by psychological objects? They're as good as objects but not real. But they exist, and their effect is as powerful as any physical objects. Psychological objects in one's personality. They act as the internal navigation system. This is the internal north, and if you can align the internal north to the external north, that's a perfect alignment, and the journey of life becomes very smooth. It determines the level of achievement of a person, both if you're acting with values or anti-values, either way you will achieve. So it determines the level of your achievement. It is a belief system, it's a mission, and it's a philosophy of life. So the more stronger the belief with a value, the stronger will be your effort. Every individual has a core set of personal values, which if you are able to identify and work on them, it can create miracles. Values govern our life actions. Now, actions at three levels: at the thought level, at the word level, and the action level. It's called the karma, vacha, and the mansa. At all levels, it affects. And these acts as the internal standards to guide our action, judgments, and attitudes. Our judgment, our decisions in life are governed by the value system that we operate with. Now, values are powerful determinants of human accomplishment, progress, fulfillment, and evolution. So, the better you understand yourself and your value system, the better is your focus in life. It is the greatest inner motive power that is known to the human beings. It also gives the spiritual identity to the human being. It is the embodiment of higher truth. Values, they come into action when the human emotion embraces these values. That is the power. Then is the power of the values released. It helps to concentrate energies to express at the highest possible level. And these are also called the spiritual skills. Now, what is the power of the value? Once you operate your life out of some certain values, it multiplies the power of action. Whatever you do, it exponentially increases the effectiveness of the act. And it is the essence of source of all high accomplishment. It makes life respond. When you operate your life out of values, it helps you to respond in various situations, simple to complex. It creates energy of a higher level and power in each individual when you operate on it. It brings accuracy in decisions. Every act is considered, well thought after, and then executed. Values creates leaders who have the capability to influence and inspire others because of their high conduct. It makes one fearless because when all decisions becomes easy to take and execute when you're clear about your own internal value system. It creates wealth and success on the outside. It also creates knowledge, joy, and contentment inside. Now, there are multiple levels of life that we operate: professional life, social life, personal life. So for each of those domains, the values can be classified into various categories. So let us see some of them. For example, the first is the ethical values. We'll see what are those. Second is the family values. Third is the professional values. Fourth is the social values. Fifth is the cultural value. And the last is spiritual values. So let's see each one of them. What is ethical value, family value, and all that. We'll get to know an idea about it. What are ethical values? Now, ethical values are a set of moral principles that apply to a specific group of people, professional field, in the form of human conduct and interaction. For example, if you're a doctor, there's an ethics in your business. You cannot just sell kidneys of anybody. If you are a military man, there is an ethics. If you are a policeman, there is an ethics. So if you operate out of those ethics, you are a professional, you are an ethical man. Otherwise, for your personal gain, you can leave this ethics aside, and then you know how your life is going to operate. Next, these values respect the human rights through self-restraint, non-aggressive, integrity, and justice and honesty. So these are the ethical values. We'll see what are the sub-values under this. So it is purity, honesty, integrity, fairness, compassion, and trust. So when you operate your life out of these, purity, honesty, integrity, fairness, compassion, and trust, you have something called ethical values in your life. Whereas if you don't practice purity, definitely you don't have the ethical value. So for example, let's again take that case of Nirbhaya rape case. The driver was supposed to drive the bus, but he lacked purity in his thought, and it ultimately ended into rape and subsequent murder of that girl. So ethical value. Next comes the family values. Now the family values support the quality of family life: loyalty, being loving and caring, being supporting and protective, being available for one another every time. So these are some of the family values. So if there is love, there is hope, and have real families, real brotherhood, real equanimity. Equanimity in Hindi means samrastha, and real peace. So let's see what are the various family values: love, caring, patience, forgiveness, faith, empathy, and harmony. Let's see some of the professional values, domain concerned with your work domain. It applies to the workplace, which includes punctuality, efficiency, cost effectiveness, clarity of communication, accuracy, trustworthiness, etc. Adi, I'm telling you to go. When I'm signaling you, why are you not understanding it? It applies to the workplace, which includes punctuality, efficiency, cost effectiveness, clarity of communication, accuracy, etc. Now, virtuous character does not come without challenges. These values help to meet the challenges of strengthening and maintaining virtuous character, even in the face of contrary temptation. Even whether there are times when there are tempted situations where you feel your personal gains are involved, but then it is at the cost of professional value, you have sufficient control to exercise self-restraint. So let's see what are the professional values. It is competence, discipline, determination, perseverance, respect, cooperation, and a high sense of responsibility. Now let's see what are social values. Now social values are concerned with caring and protecting for the community, maintaining the integrity and cleanliness of the environment, ensuring that the social infrastructure remain in good order, and promoting good citizenships and customs. These values are based on the assumption that individuals pursue different goals when making decisions. So your behavior, your decision, when it starts out affecting the social environment or the different people in the society, then you have to be careful that it does not hamper your decisions or your action does not affect others. So those come to the social value. Let's see what are those. It is simplicity, flexibility in behavior, humility, reliability, equanimity, freedom, and unity. Next, see what is cultural values. Now cultural values, these give importance to perceiving cultural practicing, ceremonies, tradition, the way, and ways of life which may be threatened by a materialistic culture of modern times. They maintain the integrity of language, behavior, tradition, rites such as marriage and funeral. Cultures are values which are largely shared by their members, common members of that culture. The value of a society can often be identified by noting which people receive honor and respect based on their demonstration within the culture. So those are cultural values. Next, under this we have acceptance, protection, tolerance, non-violence, generosity, sincerity, and obedience. Now let's see what are spiritual values. Spiritual values are also human values, and these are fundamental roots of healthy, vibrant, and viable harmonious living. So this is higher than religion. It does not talk about religion. It talks about the identity, human identity in the highest form. It connects the soul to the higher power of the universal existence. So what are the values under this? They are introspection. It helps you to look inward, peace, courage, self-authority, self-sovereignty, dedication, and self-actualization. So in nutshell, these are the complete values for leadership excellence. Now if you are a student, if you are a professional, if you are a housewife, if you are a rickshawala, or if you are a military officer aspirant or whatever, unless you operate your life out of these values, you probably will not fit into the bill. And besides your academic education that does not cater for these values, it only gives you, a lot of information overload it does, but it does not bring you or make you life ready. So if you find this video is useful, I will make subsequent videos on each of these sub values within each of the category, that is ethical, family, professional, social, cultural, and spiritual value system. And in the next video we will also take certain case studies based on the social field theory and demonstration of various values oblique anti-values, and an understanding of it will also help you to realize your own value system. So we will try and understand why they behave the way they behave. Then we will also raise a question, if we were put into that situation, how would we respond? So that will give you an internal parameter of yourself. So that will be the subsequent video based on the feedback. And in case you want to attend the Leadership and Personality Development Program conducted by the Academy for Life Skills Development, Pune, you can contact me at these numbers. My mobile number is 827-5577-650. WhatsApp would be the preferred mode of communication. Thank you for watching. I hope this video you find it useful. Thank you very much.